Righty, we're here back with you again for another episode of Shotcast, episode 5. That's 5. We missed last week. Lang wasn't feeling too hot.
Man, it's that time of year, man. It grabbed me tough, but I'm here, ready to go. Voice might sound a little crazy, but I'm ready.
Hey, we're here, man. We talked about that in the Shotcast. When something debacles your plan, when you get sick, do you say, oh, screw it, I'm done, man. I can't make it for another couple of weeks, and we fall off like most other things fall off in life. But no, he's
Never
back
stop.
here. He ain't even at 100 yet, and he's back here. So we're both back, and we're ready for Shotcast episode 5. And today we're here to talk about something that's new to me, and something I've been saying a lot for anybody that knows me, close to me, is everything in life connects. Just think about that. Let that soak in. Everything in life connects.
Does it really?
Everything.
Does it?
Every decision connects to another decision, to another decision. Every lane connects to another lane.
Tell me what you mean, man.
If you turn left, if you turn right, it matters, man. Everything matters, right? And this all started a few weeks ago. I was walking into work. I seen a gentleman by the name of Editar.
He's a good man.
Shout out to Ed.
Shout out.
He probably doesn't even know I'm talking about him right now, but if he watches this, shout out to you. And this gentleman, I haven't seen him in a few months, and he looked good. You know, he looked like he was shredded. And I seen him, and typically I just keep walking across the hall to my desk, you know, and just keep going on with my day. He was talking to somebody. But, you know, I've been trying to get into the gym lately, and it's been a struggle. You know, I'm not at the peak of my shape where I want to be. I go, I'm on and off, and I go, but then I eat bad after, and then I eat clean, and then I go back. So I've been back and forth, but I waited.
Something I think we all struggle with.
We all struggle
All
with,
can
but
relate to.
that's the only thing I think I've been struggling with, really. You know, I
good.
think I've mastered everything else. So I seen him, and I said, you know what, I'm going to wait for him. I want to talk to this guy and see what the hell he's doing. And that thought drove back to the shotcast that we did about environment, where you said, you know, your shot was to get people involved. I was thinking about that in the back of my head, and I seen him, and then that also connected. Everything in life connects.
Sure.
That thought was in the back of my mind. I seen him. The guy looked like he was shredded. I waited for him to finish the conversation. I went up to him, and I said, hey, man, you look good. What have you been doing lately? You know, and he started telling me his workout regime and what he's doing, and he seemed like he was super into it and motivated. I'm like, damn, man, this guy's a little older than me. We got the same job. We work the same hours. He has a family. I got a family. Like, if he could do it, I could do it. So then I told him, would you mind holding me accountable? You know, my boy Lang told me in our, you know, shotcast that you should get others involved in your mission, and I think you could hold me accountable. Would you mind being my workout partner and just holding me accountable? He said, yeah, I would, man. He said, did you go today? I'm like, no. He's like, you better go after work. And then I went back to my desk. I thanked him. We exchanged numbers. We texted each other, you know, and then I said, you know, every single day I'm going to text you at night. I'm not going to eat. I'm going to go to the gym, send you a picture. You're going to send me a picture. And he was happy to do it, which was, you know, surprising, you know. Talking to him, never talked to him in a while. He's happy to do it. Go back to my desk, go on with my day. After work, he sends me a reminder. You're going to go to the gym. I'm like, shit. Now I can't let him down. I go to the gym. I went to the gym and I worked out and I texted him. That's all fine and dandy. But imagine that I kept going to my desk and I never talked to him. I would have ended up on my couch, and maybe I would have never talked to anybody. Maybe I would have kept going in that same cycle. But that's not the craziest part about it. The craziest part about it is after I worked out, I went home and then I texted him again. I said, I'm not going to eat anything, man. I promise you. He's like, don't eat nothing, just a protein shake. Had a protein shake, didn't eat anything. So that was the second decision that led from the first decision. Then it led to a third decision. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sleep early tonight. And usually I stay up late and then I wake up late. So I slept early that night. And then it led to a fourth decision where I woke up early as well. And then I'm hitting the gym at 5:30 in the morning. Again, I was just there 12 hours ago.
You're a wild man.
And I texted him again in the morning, hey, I'm at the gym right now. And that led to a fifth decision where I went into work early and I prepared for the day. And then a sixth decision where the day was just great and I was ready for the day and prepared, and it ended up being a badass day. And then a seventh decision, I went home and didn't eat again. Then it just started leading, and then I got into a train of success. I'm like, wow. I'm like, everything connects. Imagine I would have never talked to this guy. Everything would have been different. And the same exact happened with a sales call. You know, I was prospecting a client. Usually I call once a day or maybe twice a day, and I leave a voicemail and then they call me back. This client I called a third time that day. I called once in the morning, once at 12, and then once at 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, this client answers me, and he accidentally answered me because he thought I was a competition. I had a competitor that was also talking to him about the same service. He thought I was a competition. He accidentally answered me, and that conversation led to me steering him away from the competition and talking to me. And then I talked to my team the next day in the morning about everything connects. Imagine I would have never called him a third time. He would have finished a deal with the competition. I would have never got that client. We would have lost the business. So that decision I made to call him a third time connected. And then just like ever since then, it's been a crazy dilemma where like these small decisions I make been connecting to different things. And now I'm like, man, everything matters. I'm just so much more focused on the small things. And
that's cool, man. Like listening to you and your passion about it. One of the cool things that you told me as you were we were prepping for the story was that the client didn't just do business with you. The client said, Alex, you're my guy. So this wasn't just a client that you enrolled. This was a client that will be with you for life, right? And so it is cool. And I think everything connects is such a big deal. And so how it affects me, this topic affects me, is when we talk about culture. And when you think about a culture that you're in, how does everything connect? Does it really? Does every decision matter? And I would tell you that it does. And so I think we all have some of these folks. Heck, sometimes we are, right? Let's just be real. We're human, and we have some rough days. And so we vocalize the things that bug us. But we all have some people that this is the MO. It's whatever's wrong with things, that's what's brought up. And it might be at the water cooler, and they'll talk about a schedule change, or they'll talk about a different way we're doing business or something of that nature, and they'll talk about all the negatives and how it affects them and how it affects you and how it affects you, and then they're done. They gave you that, and they go back to their desk and hop on the phones or do whatever they do, and that's it. But that's not it, because the person that you gave it to somebody else when they're out to lunch, and then that person gave it to somebody else when they're out at the smoking patio, and then the person that started this all comes in the next day and says, see, just like I was talking about, everybody's negative around here, and we're the one that started that chain of events. And so it's so important for us, because it doesn't matter if you're talking about the culture of a country, or the culture of a team, or the culture of a workplace. I would assume that even if you don't vocalize it, it's very near and dear to you. You want an environment that you're proud of. You want to be able to get behind, and when you go home, you want to talk about how proud you are of that place. We all want that. And the only way that happens, though, is if the words that we choose and the conversations that we choose to have are solution focused instead of talking about what's wrong with it. And so the challenge that I would have for everybody, when you wake up tomorrow, the next 5 decisions you make, because you're going to make 5 decisions. You'll make 35 decisions tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
I would just ask you, the next 5 decisions that you make, ask yourself, how many other people is it going to affect? Will it affect their mindset? Will it help them do whatever task they're doing, or will it hurt them doing the next task that they're doing? Will it inspire them to be able to overcome a hurdle, or will they succumb to it because, well, that's what he says too? And so, listen, I think, I know, by the way, that culture is the backbone of any organization. Yeah, there's money that's important, and there's success that's important. There's numbers, and there's and all those things that are really important. But at the backbone of it all is the culture that you have. And are you proud of it, or are you not? And I think we all have friends or acquaintances that we know that when you get together with them, man, you hope they don't even come over, man, because you're just going to talk about their boss is this or they this. And listen, we have a saying, we have a philosophy where we work at, and it's very near and dear to my heart. And that philosophy is we are the they. And it's so important, and I'll talk about it in a second, but it's so important that there is no they. Every decision that's made, by every voice that's shared, every conversation that's had, that's all we. It matters to each and every one of us. It connects us all. And even though you might not be involved in that conversation, man, you sure hope that it's a positive one going on at that water cooler, man.
So you're saying that all the noise that happens and the talk that you have amongst other people every single day connects to what kind of culture you build.
Good or bad.
And you're just talking about work, or does that apply to everything?
Applies to everything. Applies to like I say, areas of the world. Man, you can be in the middle of India somewhere, and if you want a strong culture, something that people are proud of, there can't be a whole lot of negativity going on.
Yeah.
Because that will connect. That will be the thing that connects everybody.
Yeah.
And it can be an athletic team. It can be any one of those things.
Yeah. And why do you think that is? I think that people make these decisions because it's easier to make the dumb decision.
Yeah, man. Focus on the negative
The
is much.
negative decision.
Focus on the negative is a much easier.
So much easier.
I saw a TED Talk one day, and I might even have shared this one on other podcasts, but I'm gonna bring it up because it's relevant. But it talked about how people gravitate towards the negative, and it had a graph of the U.S. economy when it tanked, right? We went through the recession a few years back. And it had a graph that said everything was going good, and then it tanked, and then it climbed out of it, and it's where it's at, where we are today. But what's crazy was consumer confidence is also measured in just about every market research report that we get. And so consumer confidence is very important as well. So they had a graph of consumer confidence, and it was right along the line, and then it tanked, just like the economy. But then when the economy actually got good, consumer confidence was still low. And so what the woman who was running the TED Talk said, it's crazy to think that it's easier to improve the economy than to actually change people's minds about how the economy's really doing, because we like to hang out in that negative for sure.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah. And imagine, just thinking about my story, imagine I would have walked in negative and I would have said, hey, look at this guy, Ed. Oh, he thinks he's all buff and stuff, man. Relax over there.
Hey, don't act like you haven't
desk.
done that, by the way. And
then what if I had that client, I just want to answer me? Oh, wash up, man. You don't want to do business with me, I don't want to do business with you. Because I know a lot of people that have that mindset.
Yeah, we all do. Sometimes we're too cool for school, man. Like, if I stop or ask somebody for help, then maybe that says something about me, that maybe I'm not as buff as I need to be. But man, when you involve other people, man, and you even said it, you said, and you were even kind of surprised. He was like, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah.
Because we all want a purpose.
Yeah.
So when somebody comes up to you and says, man, you shredded, man, what's going on?
You feel more important.
Can you help me out?
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I want you to feel what I felt, because I was eating Doritos at 10 o'clock before, and now I'm not. And so now when you're involved in it too, it's going to help me out too.
Yeah. No, every decision matters and everything connects. And I think the reason why, so I'm in this dilemma right now, I'm kind of obsessed with this thing. And now everything is...
Obsessed is good.
It's just crazy. I'm not going to go into more stories, but everything I've been doing, like when I'm making a turn on a stop sign, I'm like, which way do I turn? Who am I going to see? Which place am I going to stop at? And then you end up catching a Starbucks, So everything's connecting for me now. And it's like crazy because now it's like a movie or a game or a mystery. It's like, but I'm in kind of a zone right now where I'm trying to make the best out of every small thing, because I'm thinking now like this small thing could lead to another small thing. So as simple as like smiling at everybody that I meet, greeting people now and talking to people, introducing people to the Shotcast and what I do here on YouTube, and I've gained like at least 10 15 subscribers a day just by talking to people, and then meeting other people that are similar to us and that do the same exact thing and networking. So a lot of these things have been happening because I've been more open to like people that I just go across every single day and not really talk to. Now I'm just talking to people, and like I'm treating every single moment as if it's the last, and I want to make an impression, and I want to just make sure that I have as much substance in life as possible. And it's been changing my life for the better. It's like that movie Limitless. You ever watch Limitless? He takes that pill and then everything's like, he's so aware of life and what's going on. Like he's just meeting so many people and moving so quick. That's kind of how it's been feeling since this everything in life connects concept came up. And I think the reason why people don't understand the philosophy or the concept of everything in life connects is because what you were saying, it's easy to make the easy decision is to be negative and to just not do anything at all. The easy decision was to ignore that guy and keep walking to my desk. The easy decision was to come home and sit on my couch, because delayed gratification is very difficult. It doesn't feel good to go to the gym for me. I just went to the gym today. We actually postponed this podcast, Shotcast, an hour.
Proud of you, man.
Yeah, and I went there and it didn't feel good to go there. What feels good is walking out of there. To walk out of the gym, it takes me about 2 hours. Cardio, workout, cold shower, get dressed. Then as soon as I hit that exit door and I hit the breeze outside, I'm like, damn, this felt good. Thank me for coming in there. But think about the 2 hours of the sacrifice that I had to make, right? Hitting my couch and going home, I could have did that in 10 minutes. I could have got home, hit the couch, and that would have been that gratification right away. It feels good. So it's understanding that delayed gratification. It's taking that moment, just moving 10 steps ahead and taking that moment and knowing how you're going to feel in the near future and just honing in on that moment. That's all you're focused on, and that's all you're thinking about. And then adding you and telling you, hey, I'm going to work out right now, I'm going to be late. And you tell me, yeah.
I'm going to stop you right there because it's crazy, right? So this is the real deal. So you hit me up and said, I'll be there at 8. You said, how about 8:45? Finishing up a workout. So I'm already on my way, of course. Like, I'm right around the corner, right? Yeah. So I could have been annoyed or I could have been whatever. So you know what I did?
What?
I pulled into the damn Target parking lot around the corner from your house. And
I didn't know this, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. So and then
my bad.
So I called my godson, right? So he's a junior at Albion. He plays basketball, and they just played against Michigan State. And Albion is a smaller school. They don't have the big, the big money and the big advertising and all this, the crazy, Breslin Center and all that stuff. But they played him, and he put up 17 on them. And I saw a couple of the highlights. I was so fired up. And so it got me thinking about him. And so guess what I did in that 45 minutes that I had? I pulled in the Target parking lot, and I called him up. And I told him something that I wanted to challenge him because he's feeling good right now. He's walking around campus like a junior. And he just put up 17 on Cassius Winston and Michigan State and Tom Izzo. And so... man, I don't want to derail that. Man, I love that. I love that he feels that way. But I added something else to his plate because I think this is a prime time for him. The next year and a half, man, he's got access to people that want to help him. And I said, you need to challenge that. And so we had an amazing conversation, man. And I'm so proud of him. And he even inspired me with just how grown up he is. Because I remember when he was... and so that wouldn't have happened, by the way, if you didn't go to your workout and back that up 45 minutes, and I'd have been a little ticked off, but I had to wait or whatever it is, and I'd have played some Candy Crush on my phone. But I didn't. I knew you were doing something productive, so I was going to do something productive. And I had an amazing conversation with my godson.
Life connects.
So good, man.
Everything connects. It's crazy, man. Watch, you're going to wake up tomorrow and you're just going to fucking... every decision you make, like the way you put on your shoes, you're going to be thinking about it.
First 5 decisions for sure tomorrow are going to matter more than...
What are you going to do?
Tomorrow's
Who are you going to say hi
day,
to?
Man. I already know what I'm going to wear, by the way.
Do you good? It's preparation. We talked about that as well. But yeah, so imagine you would have been negative and you'd be like, oh, this guy's late. So you know what, man? Let's just postpone this thing and do it again. Mm-hmm. And then you don't talk to your godson. Then you call your significant other and you bitch about me being late. Like, this guy, Acez, man, just fucking...
he's not serious.
Yeah, like, so that's a whole other thing. So, I mean, negative people are toxic, and everything they do negative also connects to another negative. I mean, it can link all the way back to the law of attraction. But I think the biggest thing is, reading these books, watching David Goggins and these mindset freaks, they talk about this thing, delayed gratification and instant gratification. People chase instant gratification because it's right away. I want to eat that cake because it looks good right now. It feels good going down my tummy. But instead of having that thought process, if I thought, I'm not going to eat this cake because when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to spit in the mirror. I'm going to be angry at myself. I'm not going to be happy with the way I look. What have I been telling myself? Hey, Andrew, I'm not going to eat this cake, man. Make sure you don't let me eat this cake. I'm with my wife. Tell her not to let me eat this cake. Like, if I involved you and then I call people, like, all that stuff connects and that all matters. So that's how this dilemma's been working. And for me, like, I've been focusing on mind hacks. That's what's been helping me really, is mind hacking myself. For example, today I didn't want to go to the gym because I knew we had this thing to record. So what I did was I took a scoop of pre-workout.
Protein stuff, yeah.
C4. It's not really good for you, but I took a scoop of it with no water, no mixer, and I just put it, you know, kind of like the kids put the little candy sour stuff in there.
I got it.
In their mouth. I put it in there, and then I took the water, and I'm like, damn, heart rate's going up. Now I got to go to the gym. That's a mind hack, right? And then for the lunch, I've been getting lunch, and what I've been doing is before I even eat the lunch, I split it in half. Not my regular portion. Usually I eat a whole wrap or a whole sandwich. I'll split it in half, put the other half in the fridge, and then I'll come back to eat the half. So that way it's not even in front of me. So when I finish it, I ain't going to walk back to the fridge and grab it and come back, and then everybody sees me doing that like, what are you doing? You split your meal, then you went back and got the rest of the meal? That's a weak-ass person. So, like, I've been doing these kind of mind hacks to get me going like that. I've been having somebody pick me up to go to the gym, so that way I don't want to let them down. They're outside my house, and I'm going to stay sleeping. So that's one thing I've been doing that's been helping me with everything in life, connecting in a positive way. So I guess for you listening out there, I mean, I want you to ask yourself, what's been connecting in your life, and what do you think it's linking from? And if it's negative things that have been happening, I bet you that you've been doing negative things yourself, and they're all connecting together.
Or hanging around and conversate with negative people.
Yeah, or if it's positive things that happen, I bet you that you've been doing a couple positive things. And if it's not positive things, like Andrew said, you know, wake up in the morning tomorrow, think about the first 5-6 decisions you make. Treat every single moment as if it's your last to see what's going to happen.
And one of the things that this makes me think about, I saw an interview that Jay-Z did a few years back, and he talked about his presence being charity. And you look at it, you hear him say that, and you're like, whoa, wait a second, man, what's going on? The fame that's got to his head. But it made me go back and listen to the whole interview, and that wasn't the point. He was not where he's coming from. He was saying, I have this influence. What am I going to do with it? Right? I know that if I walk in, I'm not dumb. If I walk in a room, the room shuts down. Everybody want to know. So, okay, what am I going to do with that? How am I going to influence? And so what I'd like to share, I guess, before we get our shots in, is I want you to think about that for a second. Your presence being charity. Maybe you don't have a title or the CEO at work, but just like you bumped into Editar, and now his presence in your life matters, man. If he texts you, tonight, it's going to matter to you. So I don't think we realize how powerful our presence is. People think that presence is getting up in front of a group, 500 people, and wowing them with some crazy speech. And yeah, that's a presence. I get it. And maybe when the CEO walks around, you know when she's in the room, right? She just has that presence about her. And so, yeah, those things are presence. But I want you to think about this. I want you to think about some of the conversations that you'll have tomorrow. Here's what's going to happen that you don't know. Some of those conversations that you have with people, they're going to take home with them. They're going to talk to their children or friends or significant other because they're going to ask them, how was your day? And guess what? They're going to say one of two things. I don't know, man. It was the same day that I always have. Just negative. I'm not making enough money. Nobody inspiring at work. I even tried to come in positive today, and then I bumped into Sheila, and here she's going to tell me about this and the comp plan and the schedules and all of that. And so guess what, Sheila? You're right. You have a presence. You have a presence far beyond what you believe. The problem is it's not helping anybody. So my challenge for everybody here is I want you to think about that what you say tomorrow, somebody is going to talk about 8 hours later with the people that they care about and love. And you have an opportunity to not only affect them positively while you're staring them in the face at work by the water cooler, but they're going to take that home. And somebody's going to ask, how was your day? And they're going to say, you know what? I was in a bad spot. I wasn't even thinking nothing positive. It was Wednesday, 2 days away from Friday. Hump day sucks, except when the commercial comes on. But I bumped into Sheila, and Sheila hit me with this ray of sunshine, and man, I've been floating on the clouds ever since. And so I wanted to share it with you. Sheila, you have presence long much longer than you think. It extends much longer than you think. And when people get home, they're talking about things that influence them in their day. And so you got one or two ways to do it. You can tell about all the problems. And listen, sometimes we need to talk about it. Sometimes we need, if I'm Sheila, I need somebody to help me out because I'm struggling. So it doesn't mean that every day is a ray of sunshine. I'm not crazy. But if you choose to make it a positive spin on things and you choose to focus on the positive and the solutions, may you have the ability to impact somebody else, because everything connects. Everything connects. They're going to be at home and they're going to turn off Wheel of Fortune and say, I need to tell you this. Turn that off, Pat Sajak. Turn that off. I need to tell you what Sheila told me today. I want you to think about it. And it matters because just like you said when you started this thing, everything connects, man.
That's 100% right. I didn't even think about that aspect of it. Like, what I talk about to my wife, to my team, to my family, like that stuff might drive 8, 9, 10 hours later in their day or next day, and all that stuff connects to, that's a whole other connection. Now you're talking about, so I was talking about everything connects for you as far as your lanes and where you're going in your life. Now you just took this shit to a whole nother level. Now everything connects for that person, that person, that person, that person. Now think about all the connections that you're making in life every single day, and imagine you were being judged on those connections. How would you change those things? So let's jump straight into the shots right now, okay? I'm gonna go straight with my shot cast to you. My shot cast to you is the same exact thing I've been doing for the last week that I've been finding a lot of success with, okay? I want you to pretend every single day when you wake up, it's your last day here on this earth like I have. And I want you just to be happy and greet people and talk to people and just, if you usually just go one lane or you usually just go one way to work, try a different way. If you usually just go one way to your desk or you usually just go one way to your workshop, try a different way. If you usually don't say hi to this person, say hi to that person. If you usually don't smile at people, smile at people. Just go out there in the day and just try to make as many positive connections as you can. Forget about work, forget about the family, forget about the relationship, all those things that you count in your life as wins and success and money. Forget about those things and just count the positive connections you make for one day. And I promise you, once you do that for one day, that's going to connect to another day, and that's going to connect to a week, and that's going to connect to a whole new person. And that's all I've been doing is just, man, I never used to talk. Like, I'm a smoker, right? I'm not happy about it. I'm going to quit soon. I'm a smoker right now. When I go outside and smoke, I usually don't talk to anybody. Lately, I've been just talking to people outside, and man, it's crazy. Like, this person knows this person that's interested in this, and I'm connected to, like, I'm networking like crazy right now, and I'm meeting people, and I'm making people feel good, and people are giving me their insights, and I'm coming back with extra nuggets in my business, and like, everything is just improving in my life because I'm treating every single second like it's my last. And I'm walking around here like Spider-Man, bro. I'm walking around. I'm just walking around like just jolly, happy. Even if I'm not like shit's going on in my life, I'm just blocking it out and I'm just talking to other people and getting into their mind. So my shot to you to narrow it down is treat tomorrow like it's your last day out there. Talk to everybody, greet everybody, smile at everybody. Do things a little differently. Talk to a few extra people on your way into work. Try a different way to work, you know? Try waking up a little earlier. Whatever it is, just switch things up, pretend it's your last day, enjoy it, smile, greet people, network, and try to make every single connection you make for one day a positive one. And I promise you that's going to connect to a whole nother thing for yourself in your life. So try it out tomorrow and see how it works. That's my shot.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
People are amazing, bro. If you just let them shine for a minute, it's amazing.
Every human has a roller coaster.
So my shot, and I don't like shots, by the way, but this one is an important one.
Speaking of shots, shout out to Lang for these glasses.
Hey, we're stepping our game up. Hey, so here's my shot. So I'm 6 years old, right? I'm driving in, or I'm not driving. I'm riding in the back of the car. That'd be interesting. My mom is driving in the front. We're on the expressway. I can't remember what expressway we're on, but we're on the expressway. And I'm chewing some gum. I got my double mint or my whatever it was. And, you know, kids are funny, man. They'll chew some gum, and then they'll open up 2 more pieces and shove them in, and before you know it, you got the whole pack. So guess what I had in my hand? A bunch of wrappers. What am I going to do with a bunch of wrappers? I'm nothing good with that. So guess what I did? Sunny day, windows open. I'm just going to toss them out the window.
Yeah.
I don't need them in here. And, you know, as I'm looking, I see the median. And guess what's on the median? Man, there's some trash on the median. So, hey, man, what's a little bit more on there?
Join them.
And so, of course, my mom with her spidey senses, speaking of Spider-Man, I didn't even know she knew I existed until I did that. And she was like, what did you just do, man? And I don't think I heard some cuss words, but she was mad. And I'm like, what? What's the big deal? And she hit me with some lessons, man, that I still remember to this day, which is why I start my shot with that story. And she told me, and she said, okay, let's say, do you see all the cars that are driving by? So I'm looking around. I'm thinking she's going to ask me to count them, so I'm trying to count them. And she's like, and this is just this 5 seconds. What about the last 5 seconds and an hour ago and 2 hours ago? All the cars that come by this little spot on the expressway. What if they all threw a bunch of gum wrappers out the window? What do you think you would see? And I was like, it would be a sea of gum wrappers, Mom. And I'm almost finding it humorous, and she's like, I don't find that funny. She said, but that's what you did. And I said, well, Mom, it was just a little bit. She's like, what happens with a little bit? And a little bit more and a little bit more. And I said, it turns into a lot. And so even though our little decision is just a little ripple in the water, I think what we need to realize, and you talked about it, it's not always immediate, but at some point we pay that bill.
Yeah.
And I bet you, I'm 6 years old, right? I bet you, because to hire some city workers to come clean that stuff up, I bet you I paid some taxes because my ass decided to throw some litter out the window. And maybe it's not exact, but somebody's got to clean that stuff up. Somebody's got to get the street sweeper to go by there or whatever the deal is. And so we make decisions that we don't think are a big deal, but guess what? They connect. They may connect 20 years later, 30 years later, but we are going to pay that bill at some point. And I hear people complain about politics and politicians, and at everywhere we go, doesn't matter who's in office, we're mad about something. Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? It's time for you to plant a sign in a yard with your name out front and get up there and run, because if you just complain about it, that just creates that culture.
Or make some positive connections towards it.
Yeah, heaven forbid we believed in a politician, right? Just think about how you feel when somebody believes in you. Just think about that for a second. You feel like you can do more, you want to accomplish more, you can conquer the world sometimes. But if all we do is complain, if all somebody does is complain about you, man, how fired up are you going to be to have the next huddle or to help them in their next challenge? You won't be. Man, just imagine if we decided to flip it up. But listen, at the end of the day, that litter that you're about to throw out, that comment that you're about to throw out, man, you're going to pay that bill at some point because everything connects. So I guess our whole theme today is find a way to find a solution. Find a way to make it a positive thought. Find a way to have an outlook to learn as opposed to judge. I think those are the important things that I want this group to take away from. And remember, your first 5 decisions that you make tomorrow, will you please ask, how will it affect the other people that I'm going to bump into today?
100%. I love that shot. Everything
Thank you,
connects.
man. I appreciate you. It does connect.
Imagine in your life that every single connection you make, a positive connection, moves you one line forward and it connects, and every single negative connection you make, one line back, but also slaps you in the face at the same time, whips you. How would you be treating your life then? Mm-hmm. So I love it, man. Everything connects. Every decision matters. Everything matters. The price of that thing is this thing. We could go all day with these analogies and lines, but at the end of the day, everything connects in life. And you know what else is going to connect today? When you subscribe to our channel, when you share our channel, when you like our channel. Because we're doing this stuff for you. And this is Shotcast episode 5. So for anybody you love, anybody you care about, anybody you want to see successful, instead of sending them that funny meme or that nice song, send them this. Especially, and I say this exclusively, especially the negative folks that you know. They need to see this shit. I sent it to my negative friends, yes. I sent it to them 3 or 4 times and say, watch this 6 times and call me once you execute on it, or else don't call me at all. All right, so I love this episode, man. Everything connects right now, so we're about to connect my evening here to my morning, and we're going to just have a great day.
Good work.
And a great weekend. Good work to you as well. Shotcast number 5. Stay tuned for Shotcast number 6. We don't know what it's going to be yet. If you want us to talk about something, though, you could comment below and let us know what to talk about. Maybe we'll do it. But peace out. It's Aces and Lang, Content 12, and Aces Motivation.
Appreciate
it. Been a great night. Thank you.